Yo, America, remember when we were worried about China making our sneakers? That was just the tip of the iceberg. We thought it was a big deal back then, but now things have escalated to a whole new level. Well, buckle up, because things just got real. We're not just talking about sneakers anymore, this is about the very foundation of our tech industry. On December 3rd, 2024, China dropped a bomb on the tech world. It wasn't a literal bomb, but its impact was just as explosive. They banned exports of 3 rare minerals to the good old US of A. These aren't just any minerals, they are critical to our technology. We're talking gallium, germanium, and antimony, names that sound like they belong on the periodic table because, well, they do. These elements are essential for making semiconductors, LEDs, and other high-tech components. This isn't just some random trade spat. This is about control. Control over the resources that power our modern world. Control of the ingredients that make our modern world tick. Without these minerals, our tech industry could come to a grinding halt. It's the kind of power move that makes you wonder if China's been taking notes from a Bond villain. It's strategic, calculated, and potentially devastating. This ban is a direct hit at the US tech industry and a major escalation in the trade war between the world's 2 biggest economies. Companies like Apple, Samsung, and Intel are now scrambling to find alternatives. It's like China just pulled out a monopoly card that says, "Congratulations, you've been nationalized." They are flexing their muscles and showing the world who's boss. And trust me, nobody wants to play that game. The stakes are high, and the consequences could be far-reaching. This is a game where there are no winners, only losers. Okay, let's break down these minerals, because this is where things get nerdy, but also really important. These minerals are not just shiny rocks, they are the backbone of modern technology and industry. Without them, many of the gadgets and tools we rely on daily would simply not exist. First up, we got gallium. Imagine a metal so soft it melts in your hand. That's gallium, and it's the secret sauce in high-performance computer chips. Gallium is crucial for the production of semiconductors, which are the heart of every electronic device, from your smartphone to advanced medical equipment. Without gallium, the tech world would come to a standstill. Next, we have germanium. Think fiber optics, infrared cameras, and solar panels. This stuff is basically the poster child for clean energy and high-speed communication. Germanium is essential for the production of fiber optic cables which transmit data at lightning speeds, and for infrared optics used in night vision and thermal imaging. It's also a key player in the development of solar technology, helping us harness the power of the sun more efficiently. And last but not least, antimony. This one's a bit more hardcore. It goes into bullets, flame retardants, and all sorts of industrial applications. Antimony is used to make materials more durable and resistant to heat, which is why it's found in everything from military equipment to everyday household items. Its role in enhancing the strength and safety of materials cannot be overstated. So you got the brainy gallium, the eco-warrior germanium, and the tough guy antimony. Together, they're like the Avengers of the periodic table. Except, China just snapped its fingers and made them disappear. This geopolitical move has significant implications for global supply chains and technological advancements. Understanding these minerals and their importance helps us appreciate the complex web of science, industry, and international relations that shape our world. Here's the thing about these minerals, they're not just some obscure ingredients, they're the building blocks of our digital lives. We're talking smartphones, laptops, electric cars, even fighter jets. Remember that fancy new phone you just got? Yeah, it wouldn't exist without these minerals. And it's not just about gadgets. These minerals are crucial for national security too. Imagine a world where the US military can't get the materials they need for their weapon systems. Not exactly a comforting thought, right? This ban is a wake-up call. We've become dangerously reliant on China for these critical resources. It's like we handed them the keys to the tech kingdom and said, "Don't mind us, we'll just be over here completely dependent on you." Not our smartest move. Section 4. China's game plan. Motives behind the ban. So, why is China doing this? Well, they say it's about national security, but let's be real. This is about leverage. China's been watching the US throw its weight around on the trade front, and they're not afraid to hit back. Remember when the US slapped tariffs on Chinese goods, and then restricted exports of high-tech stuff to China? Well, this ban is China's way of saying two can play that game. China controls a huge chunk of the world's rare earth mineral production. They know we need these minerals, and they're not afraid to use that to their advantage. It's a classic power move. And right now, China's holding all the cards. Section 5. America feels the pinch economic fallout. So, what does this ban mean for the US economy? In a word, ouch. We're talking about potential disruptions to supply chains, higher prices for electronics, and a hit to industries that rely on these minerals. Think about it. If companies can't get their hands on these minerals, they can't make their products. And if they can't make their products, well, you can kiss your next smartphone upgrade goodbye. The Pentagon is freaking out because they need antimony for weapons. The tech industry is in a frenzy trying to find alternative suppliers. It's like someone just yelled fire in a crowded theater, except the theater is the US economy. Section 6. A New World Order. Geopolitical Shifts. This isn't just an economic story though, it's a geopolitical earthquake. China just sent a message to the world. We are a force to be reckoned with. This ban has exposed the vulnerability of the US and its allies. We've become too reliant on China and now we're paying the price. It's a wake-up call that we need to diversify our supply chains and reduce our dependence on any one country. The balance of power is shifting, and the US can't afford to sit on the sidelines. We need to step up our game, invest in domestic production of these minerals, and strengthen our alliances with other countries. Section 7. What's next? The future of tech and trade. So, what happens now? That's the million-dollar question. As we stand on the brink of a new era, the landscape of technology and trade is evolving at an unprecedented pace. The decisions we make today will shape the future of our global economy and the way we interact with one another. One thing's for sure, the trade war between the US and China isn't going away anytime soon. This ongoing conflict has far-reaching implications, not just for these two superpowers, but for the entire world. The stakes are incredibly high and the outcomes are uncertain. In fact, it's likely to get even more intense. As both nations dig in their heels, we can expect to see a series of tit-for-tat measures that will escalate tensions further. The ripple effects of these actions will be felt across global markets, affecting everything from stock prices to consumer goods. The US is already looking for ways to retaliate. Expect more tariffs, more export restrictions, and a host of other measures designed to put pressure on China. These actions will undoubtedly provoke a response, leading to a cycle of retaliation that could be difficult to break, and maybe even some diplomatic arm wrestling. The political maneuvering will be intense, with each side trying to gain the upper hand. This is not just a battle of economies but a clash of ideologies and visions for the future. It's a high-stakes game of chicken, and nobody wants to blink first. The consequences of backing down are too great, and the potential rewards of winning are too enticing. But at what cost? The longer this standoff continues, the more damage it will do to both economies and the global market. But here's the thing. We need to find a way to work with China, even as we compete with them. Cooperation and competition are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they can drive innovation and growth if managed correctly, even as we compete with them. The key is to strike a balance that allows for healthy competition while fostering collaboration in areas of mutual interest. This approach can lead to breakthroughs in technology, healthcare, and other critical sectors. The world is becoming increasingly interconnected, and we can't afford to decouple our economies entirely. The global supply chain is a complex web that relies on cooperation and coordination. Disrupting this network would have severe consequences for everyone involved, and we can't afford to decouple our economies entirely. Instead, we should focus on building resilient systems that can withstand shocks and adapt to changing circumstances. This requires a commitment to open dialogue and a willingness to find common ground. This ban is a wake-up call. It's a stark reminder that we need to rethink our approach to trade and technology. The old ways of doing things are no longer sufficient in this rapidly changing world. We need to rethink our approach to trade and come up with innovative solutions that address the challenges of the 21st century. This means investing in new technologies, fostering entrepreneurship, and creating an environment that encourages innovation. Invest in our own technological capabilities and ensure that we remain competitive on the global stage. This requires a concerted effort from both the public and private sectors, working together to drive progress and create new opportunities, and build stronger alliances with other countries. By working together, we can tackle global challenges more effectively and create a more prosperous future for all. International cooperation is not just a nice-to-have, it's a necessity in today's interconnected world. The future of the global economy depends on it. Our ability to navigate these complex issues will determine the trajectory of our economic growth and our ability to improve the quality of life for people around the world. And hey, maybe we can even avoid World War III while we're at it. The stakes are high, but so are the potential rewards. By working together, we can create a more stable and prosperous world. A guy can dream, right? It's up to us to turn that dream into reality. The future is in our hands, and the choices we make today will shape the world for generations to come.